I'm doing this evening check-in. As most of you know, I already get up at 4:30 in the morning. We do a walk and talk. I'm thinking about adding this evening check-in as well. We make sure we start the day with grace. We start the day with blessings, with thankfulness, and with motivation. I just want to make sure that we're ending the day on a strong note as well, because some of the things that hinder us, a lot of the things that can hinder people, is we start the day on a strong note, we feel strong, we feel positive, we feel good, and then we get to the end of the day and we feel worn down. And then that makes the challenge of getting ready for the next day. That makes the next morning or the next day challenging for us because now we have this need or this feel like we need to overcome, like we need to be able to perform the following day, guys. I'm just here. I want to make this a positive experience, both at the beginning of the day and the ending of the day. If you're checking in, guys, I'd love for you to drop information into the chat. Just say, where you're checking in from, what time of day it is there. Are you at the end of your day? I know some places on the other side of the globe, you're at the start of your day. A lot of people who are with me at 4:30 in the morning when you're starting your day. Now that we're here at 7:20 in the evening, it's on the flip side of the day. So it may not be 10 p.m. anymore, maybe 10 a.m. And so please, if you're checking in, please, guys, go ahead, take a moment. Let me know where you're checking in from. Go ahead and drop your name in the chat. You can go ahead and say where you're checking in from. You want to drop a thumbs up as well. FBA, how you doing? What's going on, gangster? How you feeling today, man? Thanks for checking in. So you're up in? Are you in New York currently, or is that just the hustle name? Is just Hustle NY? How you doing? Thanks for dropping in, man. Good to see you. Um, I appreciate it. Everyone else, guys, I got some things we want to cover. I don't want to get started talking about this too soon. I'm letting you know this is very impactful. I always have a conversation about discipline, about leadership skill sets, about the appropriate mindset, because we have to understand that our whole life is designed on mindset, right? It starts with our faith, our belief in ourself, our understanding of our place in the community, and then we have to grow. We have to be able to build from there, right? Living in Y, but from where is PPGC? In LA. Okay. What does PPGC mean? Hey Jason, how are you doing? Thanks for stopping in. Hey, uh, I'm doing great this evening, man. How are you doing this evening? Thanks for stopping in. And my volume is too low. Hey guys, is my volume too low? I can turn the volume up, guys. Let me know if it's too low. I can increase that volume for you. Let me see. Is that better, guys? Is that better? Let me know if that volume was too low. Thank you very much for letting me know. What's the name? I can't remember. I can't really see the name. Roshkin. Roshkin. Thanks very much. And Jason, on top of the world, man. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Okay, so it's the east side of LA. All right. Thanks for checking in, guys. Hey, as again, let me know where you guys are checking in from. Let me know what time it is. Please drop a thumbs up, a like. What we're going to talk about this evening, though, like as I said before, I'm always focused on having good conversations around personal development, taking ownership of your own life, taking ownership of your reality, understanding that your journey, your path, your future, your existence is within your control. Hey, Toronto 723. All right, so you're on the East Coast here with me. Um, where you from, cuz? Born in Washington, D.C. I'm still living in the DMV area right now, out here with my wife and 7 children. Beautiful life. What's going on, FD? Where you checking in from? So I'm here. Whenever I come on, man, I always share with my experience, my life. I spent a lot of time as a personal trainer. I spent a lot of time as a retail manager. I spent a little bit of time as a food service manager. But the things that I learned from those experiences are things that I share. They're things I'm implementing in my life. And there are a lot of things recently where I have really buckled down on understanding that development of my family and the development of myself required for me to make some changes in my mindset. For a long time, I lived with a very specific mindset, and oh my goodness, it held me back so much. Like, even with all the things that I was able to achieve in life, the mindset that I was constantly looking to overcome other people versus overcoming my own internal struggles held me back. It gave me many issues that I had to work on for a long time. Uh, you, yeah, I'm not sure who your homie G Lock is. I hope that's a good thing. I mean, let me know. FD, you're from North Korea. Welcome in. 60 pounds since December. Wow, Jason, dude. Uh, too hard on the body. Slower is better. It most certainly is. That's a significant amount. What was your starting weight, Jason? Let me know what your starting weight was. Uh, uh, I gotta get hired as a store manager. I used to manage a fleet of in my heyday. Probably find a different way to word that on your resume. That might help. Daniel, how you doing? Uh, no, dude, no, dude. I'm 52. I can't do that. I might get one of my what is that thing? It's called a Mew. I got one of my sons. Yo, what's a Mew? Someone asked me if I can Mew. What is that? No, I can't. I don't know. I'll talk. I have to know more about exactly what that is before I can say I can or can't do that. All right, and so started balding at 18. What do I do? Shave it off, buddy. Commit to it. Like commit to it, dude. You losing it, dude? Go with it. The ball dome is phenomenal. Uh, all right. You started. You say you're 5'10". Oh, you started at 255. You're 185. Yeah, that weight at 5'10", man, that's a drastic weight loss. It depends on the amount of muscle you had on your body at the time. Emmanuel, thanks for stopping in. Um, oh, wait. Okay. I don't know how to fix the Spider-Man dilemma. Thanks everyone for dropping in. Thanks for the comments, guys. I appreciate a thumbs up and a like. Please let me know where you're checking in from and what time it is. Adam, bless you as well. All right. And so, as you guys have either seen in the title of the chat or as you've seen in the message that I pinned in the top, it says you'll never feel full chasing things that were never meant to feed your soul. So, what does this mean, right? What does it mean? Well, all the time that you spend in your life searching for things, like because we search for a lot of things, whether it's searching for a job, whether it's searching for a relationship, searching for happiness, searching for fulfillment in different areas. We spend a lot of time searching for things. But what we have to try to figure out in this path of when we're searching for things, we have to understand and we have to find out for ourselves what's happiness, right? So now true happiness is when you know what makes you happy, you understand that you need a purpose in order to do it, right? That when you have a purpose that you're working towards, when you have something you're trying to achieve, the things that you do along that journey make you happy, right? And so if, for example, Jason was just talking about his weight loss journey, and since December, 55 pounds, that's a lot of weight to drop. But one of the things that you're going to understand is that when he was hitting certain goals, when he was hitting numbers on the scale, when he was hitting a certain number of steps a day, when he was able to wake up and feel that even on the days when the body ached and you didn't feel like doing it, when he was able to choose a healthy food item over a sugary food item, that's a win. And so for us to really identify happiness, sometimes we need to be able to understand where we're going and enjoy the journey there, right? Because if you're working in your life and you're doing work, you're working with people, you're working on specific goals, and you are not happy in the process, if going to bed and leaving your job leaves you with just the feeling of, oh, I got to do this again. Where will I find the strength to do it again? How will I figure out how to do it again? If that's how you feel in that process, then it's a challenge. It's a significant challenge. And it means that you are working harder to get back to this job than you should be, right? So, one of the things that can really help is finding out that you're your purpose. Sometimes going to a job that isn't fulfilling is less bothersome if you know your purpose and you understand where this job fits in on it, right? So, for example, a lot of kids don't like going to school, But once you can understand that this schooling is a part of your journey to get you somewhere, and the purpose of school is to learn, then you can understand, hey, I have somewhere I'm going to be in the future, right? So learning to learn now helps me arrive at that goal sooner, right? And so that's why, dude, I got my volume up pretty good. Is anybody else having issues hearing? Because for the most part, right, everybody's saying the volume is fine. Adam, you can hear me. Uh, and I speak fairly loud. I'm pretty sure this mic is on. Everybody can hear that? Everybody can hear me coming through? Like there's no issues with me speaking right now? All right, man. Like everybody else is having good audio. Maybe you want to plug in your headphones. Power cycle your phone. uh, it was lower than the rest. So my channel's lower than the rest. Okay, I'll do this then. I'm gonna go up one notch. Is that better for you? But everyone can still hear me, right? Good audio. Everyone can hear me. Frank, good, awesome, guys. Thank you so much for letting me know that you can hear me, guys. So, um, I'm really glad that you guys can hear. I'm letting you know I can hear you as well, and thank you for that. But right, so as I was saying again, and guys, again, as you come in, do me a favor, drop in the chat. Let me know where you're checking in from. Let me know what time it is where you are. This is always a channel that's focused on positivity, growth, and faith. You can't hear me, baby birds? I have this volume up significantly. You don't hear me? Steven, Pennsylvania, what's going on, Steven? How you doing? Thanks for dropping in. All right, so let me see, Adam. We might have a couple in there. North Carolina, Holly Springs, 731. Is that My Kings? All right, My Kings, welcome in. Thanks for joining me here. New Jersey, baby, for Tyrone. Awesome. Guys, could you do me a favor? Could you drop a thumbs up? I really appreciate it if you could drop a like. Once you check in, if you could just hit a like. And also, you can always subscribe to the channel. Please subscribe, share. What I do here, what we talk about here, what I show you here is my life. It's positive. It's always about understanding our ability to control our direction, guys. It's about being able to know what we're doing and how we're doing it. Give me a moment. I apologize for this, guys. All right. And so, all right. So thank you very much for the sub and the like. Pitbull, hello. How are you doing? Cats, welcome in from Arizona. Thanks for being here, guys. So like I was saying, the channel, everything we talk about here is positive, right? It's about growth. It's about development. It's about being able to not only work on ourselves, but being able to help others work on themselves. So my personal journey and the things that I came through in my past, I spent a lot of time looking outside of me and pointing fingers and blaming others for the things that didn't work for me or things I didn't like, things that I felt like were other people's fault. But here's the thing, man, that you have to understand is that if somebody out, if your problems are coming from outside of you, then you're never in control of your life. Then you're waiting for somebody outside of you to fix it, right? And I'm just letting you know that for me, the realization that it was on me to work on me, because that's one of the things that we miss as we start to grow. And so if we look at babies, and I believe babies are the genesis of who we should be as human beings, because one, babies seek to achieve, right? When I was doing my personal training, I had a client ask me, can we start with baby steps? I said, sure, we can start with baby steps, but you have to understand a baby doesn't need encouraging to try to walk. A baby starts with baby steps because they want something and we're not giving it to them. So that's an internal drive. And then as that baby learns to walk, that baby celebrates that by going to get that bottle, that cookie, that toy, whatever it is that that baby wanted. And so it's important for us to know and realize as we're looking at ourselves, where's the happiness along our journey? Where's the enjoyment along the journey of achieving our goals, right? So we have to take the time to do that, right? And so I'm gonna take a look in the chat. What do we have? Uh, okay, but skip that one. Skip that one. Yeah, man, the devil shows up. But hey, here's the thing, Adam, and I hope you liked and subscribed to the channel. What's going on? I think that's Skater Taz. Right. So just chilling and listening. Thank you, Timothy, for being here, man. And so here's the thing. One of the things you have to understand, especially when you want something, especially when you're at work, as a man of faith, as a child of God, and as a born again Christian and a believer that my life has purpose, I also have an understanding that if I want to believe that God is real, I have to also believe that the devil is real. If I want to believe that there are people who support me and love me and want to see me do well, I also have to believe that there are people who don't. Now, I'm not one to say that the world is out to get me. I don't believe the world is out to get me. I don't think that there are enough people sitting around thinking about me trying to do me in. I do believe that once you say, and this is a very big thing, right? Once you say you want to do something with your life, once you say you're trying to achieve something and you're trying to grow, you want to be bigger, you want to move from where you are to where your purpose or your destiny requires for you to be, when you start to take those steps and you speak that thing into existence, this whole thing about disappear for 30 days and come back stronger. That's not what you do. You do it in the face of those who don't believe in you. You do it in the face of those who would rather see you fail. You do it in the face of those who haven't defined their own purpose and their own happiness. And so the only happiness that they find is in destroying the happiness of others. I understand how blessed I am. I understand that my calling in my life, my requirement and my purpose for my wife, for my children, for those who support me and who understand that I have to stay focused. I have to stay on my purpose. And the big thing about it is you have to make sure when you're on your purpose and you're on your calling that you don't allow the distractions of the devil, because the devil can't stop you. This is really big, guys. And I'm going to check back in the chat in just a moment. This is really big for everyone out there to remember and keep in mind. And again, as you check in, guys, if you could drop your name in the chat, drop where you're checking in from and what time it is, I want to let you know something about the devil. The devil cannot stop you. Everything the devil tries to do is to distract you, right? So since the devil knows if you're a child of God and God has lit your path and God is guiding you and you're living within your purpose and you have the mindset that you're going to work harder on yourself than you do on your job, and you know developing your own personal discipline, developing your own self-awareness, developing your own self-accountability, standing true and speaking for yourself and being true to yourself. If you know that that's who you are and that's what your purpose is, then you don't have to worry about the devil. You don't have to focus on the things the devil throws in your path. And so this is a chat, and this is why I don't even block people from the chat. Most things that come in that are designed by the devil to stop you or to distract you, you have to learn to continue to move. And here's why. I'm gonna give you a perfect example because YouTube is a perfect example of it. On this live stream right now, and I've been on now for about 25 minutes. There are 26 people on the live stream currently from the UK. UK, how are you doing? We'll check back in that in a minute. B, what's up, bro? Yapping. I am indeed. If you listen closely, I got some information that's going to be beneficial for you. So 26 people in the chat, right? 26 people here in the live stream. Timothy, Alabama, thanks for dropping in. Here's the thing. It does not matter what you put in the chat, right? YouTube doesn't read the comments in the chat, but what YouTube will do is for the more people who are active in the chat, for the more people who have impressions, they put in hearts, they say things. Every time you say something, you give a thumbs up, you have a response. Every time there's something actively going on to the chat, YouTube moves that live higher and higher up the live stream. It moves it higher and higher up so more people can have an opportunity to see what's going on. And so why don't I say anything to the haters? Why don't I say anything to the trolls? Why do I not argue with the trolls? Because I'm focused. Part of my focus as a new creator is building the platform, building my channel, opening up opportunities to create a community that will allow for me to connect with those who believe as I believe, who have a vision the way I have a vision, and who are looking to find a purpose and live their destiny. And so, if that's my focus and that's what I'm looking to get done, every time a hater or a troll makes a comment, it's a benefit to me. So, when you hear the statement, let your haters be your elevators, it is absolutely true, right? Because those who seek to do you harm and seek to hurt you will become the exact same ones who will have to pay you the reward for the position that God has put you into, right? So don't fight it, right? Don't be angry about it. Just don't allow for it to distract you. And I think that's really big for a lot of people. As I said before, I appreciate everyone coming in. I appreciate you dropping a comment. I appreciate all the thumbs up. Thank you for checking in and thank you for being a part. Hey, Stephen, yes, sir. I'll be back on again in the morning at 4:30. I did miss this morning's run. As I said, I took accountability for that. I went on at 5:30, but I'm continuing to grow and I'm always working towards being better. All right. And so, guys, if you do me a favor, please take a moment, subscribe, drop a thumbs up, please. Take a look at the channel, hit the notification bell because when I get up in the morning and I go out for the walk and talks, you should get a notification to let you know that I'm out. And also, when I come on at different times, you'll get it as well. Right. And so that's the thing that's important, right? That's what I'm talking about is when God's at work in your life, when God is at work in your life and you know your purpose and you understand what's going on and you are living your purpose, the devil can only distract you. The devil cannot stop you. If you take the bait, right? If you take the bait of distraction and you allow it to move you away from your purpose, you allow it to move you away from your goal, and you engage in what's not intended for you, which is exactly what this talk is about. It's exactly the why it's titled. It's why I came on. It's why I set this up. My wife encouraged me to come on this evening. She spoke with me diligently and she let me know that she believed that I needed to be on here this evening. It's because when you are working and you are constantly moving and moving and moving and you never feel happy, you never feel fulfilled, you never feel better, it's because you haven't identified your purpose. And what that allows for things, what that allows for is for things outside of you to constantly drain and drag down all of the work that you're putting into your life, all of the work that you're putting into your development, all of the work that you're putting into your growth, right? And Tim, I'm not convinced of a God. I tell you what, Tim, and here's one of the things that I also don't do. I know there's a God because I've had God work in my life. The proof is in the pudding. And I'm not going to beat you over the head and argue with you about it. I'm not one of these people who's going to go sit on here and go Bible verse for Bible verse and then try to explain to you the different things that are in there. I'm not going to argue with you about Jesus's existence. I'm not going to argue with you about the different types of faiths or religions because you have to find your own purpose. And if you don't have a belief in God, that's your personal journey. And here's one of the big things I love to share, guys, and I'm so happy you're here. I know for a fact the whole reason that groups were created, the whole purpose of a group, and you can look at it anywhere in your life. Purpose of a group is to divide people. All groups are designed to divide people. You're not in a group to bring you together with the group. You're in the group to separate you from people who are in other groups. So until we start to understand our individual existence, our individual responsibility to self, and our individual responsibility to our lives, which will allow for us, hey boo boo, which will allow for us to align. Hey baby, thank you. Get daddy a kiss. Come here. Love you. Until we align with the things that are appropriate for our life and that are for our growth and for our development, until we align with those things, we'll continue to suffer, right? We'll continue to have issues with our own personal development and growth. We have to learn, we need to understand our mindset. We need to understand our faith. We need to understand our direction. Uh, Torres, I never share my personal wealth or my net worth. And the reason I don't share my net worth is because my work that I do here is not based on how much money I have, right? And so a lot of people go on and they're like, "Hey, well, look how much money I make, or look at how much car or what type of car I drive." My worth and my value, my wealth is determined by the life that I live. And when you talk about wealth, wealth is about freedom and time. And I have the time and I have the freedom to live with, be with, and spend time with the people who are most important to me whenever I want to. That's wealth. And being rich is different. Rich is about actual money, and that's your net worth. What's in your bank account? That's something that I set up for generations to come, right? Developing generational wealth and building currency and funds and investments, those are things that you can work on. But it doesn't matter. Everyone understands that the things that need to be done to become wealthy. We know we need to bring in more money than we put out. We know we need to find investments where our money can work for us when we're asleep. We all know these things. Then why are so many people still struggling? Why are so many people not making that step? Why are so many people not achieving those goals? And I can share with you why. It's because even if you know the right thing to do, but you lack the mindset and the discipline to do it, you're not going to make it there, right? And that's what's most important, guys. Thank you again for stopping in, guys. I appreciate everyone who's active in the chat. If you could let me know where you're checking in from, what time of day it is, and if you have any legitimate questions or serious questions, I'll try my best to take an opportunity to answer them. Um, but I'll let you guys know, man. The reason I'm on, as I said before, is because I believe and my faith dictates that we understand our growth and our development and our happiness must start with faith. We must know our purpose. Once we know our purpose, we need to set our mindset. New Zealand, 12 noon. How are you doing, Jim? We need to fix our mindset. Thanks you for stopping in, Jim. If you could drop a thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. And guys, if you aren't subscribed to the channel, I'm just going to take a moment and ask you, please, if you are not subscribed, take a moment to subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and breaking news. Thank you for subscribing, Dan. I appreciate that because I want to be able to continue to build this community. And it's a community of people who understand that knowing our purpose and knowing our direction and knowing that we can achieve our goals with discipline is really, really important. Because it doesn't matter how much someone tells you the right things to do. It doesn't matter how much someone tells you what you should be doing with your paycheck, how to get into flipping houses, how to get into doing anything that you want to do. All of those things can be shared with you, and there are literally, I'm going to say, millions of channels out there that are talking about it at one degree or another. But what does any of that matter if you do not have the personal discipline and the self awareness to put that stuff in play in your life? It doesn't matter. If your mindset is that somebody else is in control of the outcome of your happiness, or other people dictate or determine where you'll find happiness, then you'll continue to be limited by that. You'll continue to be driven by that. How long does it typically take to make better habits stick? So the consensus is usually about 3 to 4 weeks, 21 to 28 days for new habits to stick. But it depends on where you are on that journey, right? So, for example, I was talking to my brother the other day, and he's done intermittent fasting before, right? And so, with my brother with intermittent fasting, he goes on and he goes off. He goes on and he goes off. So, when he goes off, he just goes back to eating whatever whenever. When he goes back onto the intermittent fasting, it doesn't take him as long to get back into the habit of it. It doesn't take long for him to see results. And the reason it doesn't is because he's done it before. He knows that there is a path and there's a regimen to be successful at it. But in general, if you're looking to develop good habits, as I always say, the best way to do it is with discipline. There are 4 pillars to discipline. You have repetition, you have patience, you have consistency, and you have perseverance. The easiest thing to do is just start with repetition. Any habit that you're trying to build, don't try to achieve the goal at the beginning. Just try to set up the repetition. So whatever that thing is that you're trying to improve, it looks like Tony Eastlake, you're saying my relationship. Are you saying that you're trying to use discipline in your relationship, or you're trying to improve your relationship? I'm not sure exactly what you're saying. If you're still in there, Tony, let me know what you're talking about. Um, Once a day in the evening, cats. Yes, that's the intermittent fasting. So you eat, you give it time to digest, you go to sleep, and then your body learns to use that throughout the day for you to sustain you. And it teaches your body to consume oxygen and fat. So any additional fat on your body is turned into fuel for you to live with throughout the day. And then it uses the proteins to repair muscles at night. So the thing that's important is, again, any habit that you're trying to set in place starts with repetition. Doesn't matter what it is. If you're trying to save money, if you're trying to stop eating bad, if you're trying to work out, if you're trying to improve in a relationship, I find happiness in my relationship. That's phenomenal. And that's what I'm talking about. So if you find happiness in your relationship, the things that you do to work on your relationship or go towards contributing to your relationship also make you happy. So please, guys, again, thank you for dropping in. Please take a moment. If you haven't done so, hit the like button. And if you get an opportunity, subscribe to the channel. I'd love to have you guys be a part of the community, right? And so one of the things that's really important is, hey, KBC, how are you doing? So that's my wife's channel. She has a hustle and drive that she does, guys. You guys can check that out. She's about to get started on that. That's another great platform if you want to take a look at it. But what I'm sharing with you guys right here is that when you start with repetition, whatever it is you're working on, you keep doing that thing, right? I don't want to eat sugary foods anymore. All right, so you remove sugary foods. And then every time you choose something that's not sugary every time you choose a non-sugary snack or a non-sugary food, celebrate that. That's happiness because you're on your way. You have to keep doing it. Don't worry about trying to figure out, hey, well, what does my calorie count need to be? And how do I make my meals? And how do I do meal prep? We're not there yet. Let's just do the repetition of saying, I'm going to remove this thing, and then the repetition of doing it, and then being patient and understanding that this thing is going to take time. I don't know if it's going to take 4 months, like earlier he was saying from, I can't remember. I think it wasn't Tony, it was someone else, but he was saying, Jason, he lost in 4 months, he lost 55 pounds, right? So from December to now. And so that's the repetition. You just do it. And then once you start to see that repetition, hey, how are you doing, Max? You got the alkaline water. Awesome. And Tony, True Worth the sub. Thank you very much, Tony. I really appreciate it. And so one of the things that you have to do, right, is you have to make sure when you are first starting off, guys, and you're trying to build these good habits, that you just find that thing that you can just keep doing. Don't worry about it. If you want to wake up earlier, just start getting up early. Just start getting up. Don't listen. Everybody to tell you, look, you need to get up and you need to focus and you need to get into prayer, or you need to get into meditation, or you need to do 15 minutes of workout, or you need to, no, just wake up. Like, hey, just wake up and celebrate it, dude. I said I was getting up at 5. I'm up. I got it. I need to get up. Let me wash my face. Let me start to grow on this. Let me just start getting up at 5. And then when you're patient, as you start to get up at 5, you'll find out getting up at 5 is going to also lead to you going to bed sooner. So you're going to be spending less of your time. You're going to be consuming less of your time watching television, eating snacks late at night, doing things like that. And you're going to find that you're benefiting from that process, guys, right? And so now, once you start to set this habit in with repetition, you get the patience to understand it's not going to happen overnight. And with consistency, what consistency does is consistency says, now let me add things to getting up at 5. So now I'm getting up at 5. So now that I get up at 5, I want to take these first 15 minutes and do this. And that's where we start to build. That's where we start to grow, because now, since we've set the repetition of getting up at 5, and we've got that repetition in place, now we're working with consistency. And consistency says I'm adding things and I'm performing consistently at it. There is no consistency to repetition. Repetition is just bing. Don't need to see improvement. Don't need to see growth. Just need to keep going. Just need to keep hitting it. Just need to keep hitting the block. That is what repetition is. Consistency is we're going to improve. All right. Now we're getting some rhythm to it. Now we're adding in a couple more fingers. Now we're getting louder. That's consistency. Consistency is saying, hey, now we're growing. We're adding things. We're getting into a rhythm, and we can feel ourselves getting better. We can feel ourselves getting stronger. And it doesn't matter what area you are applying this to. It works the same way. So you have repetition, patience, so you know that it's going to take you a while, but you're going to get the work done. I say this all the time. 20 hours today in the gym is not as beneficial as 1 hour over the next 20 days. So we have to develop that. Now, as we continue to grow from that point, what are we looking for to happen next for us? Now we have to persevere, right? Have to persevere. And how do we persevere? We persevere simply by looking at everything that's coming our way, understanding that there'll be challenges, like there were trolls earlier, like there'll be the devil, like there'll be difficulty, there'll be mornings where you don't feel like waking up. All of those things will happen. And perseverance is that thing that keeps you going. Patience is that thing that keeps you from changing the goal every 5 minutes. Oh, well, I want to wake up. No, I think I want to do a diet. No, I think I want to read books. So that's patience that keeps you from jumping from track to track. Perseverance is that thing that once you get started and you start to see growth and you're like, maybe this is the wrong thing. It's taking too long. Why am I not rich yet? Why haven't I been promoted yet? Why is this? That's the thing that gets you to stay focused on there until you get to where you're supposed to be. So when things look challenging, like you apply for that role at your job and you think you're ready and you don't get it, that's perseverance that tells you get up, get back on your grind, work on you, because working on you is going to build the value and the worth in you that people will see, and you'll get that opportunity. That's really, really big. And this is why I'm here to share, and this is why this talk is this evening, is you'll never feel full chasing things that were never meant to feed your soul. So if you're chasing things, I don't care if it's a job, a person, money, I don't care what it is you're chasing, if that thing is not your purpose and it's not for your soul, that even the process of chasing it is not going to feel fulfilling. There won't be happiness in it. And it's really important to know what happiness looks like, because if you don't know what happiness looks like, if you don't know what happiness or joy or fulfillment looks like for you, you can run right past it. You can get it and miss it, right? Again, guys, thank you for being here. Hey, everyone in the chat, if you could do me a favor, if you can drop a thumbs up. If you haven't hit the thumbs up yet, please do so. Please drop in the chat your name or your location and what time you're checking in from. I really appreciate that. It's lovely to have you guys here. And as always, we're looking to build a community. We're looking to support one another. Thank you, David. Um, and one tap. Thank you. Feelings are valid. I'm not sure what the question is. Um, it is not easy to create your own momentum, but I tell you what, Adam, it's a lot harder to recreate momentum than it is to continue with momentum. Once you get something rolling, once you get something rolling, don't let it stop. Dude, if it's on a flat surface and you can get it moving, keep it moving. Don't let it stop. Don't take your foot off the gas. Um, make little steps to reach your goal and make your goal realistic. You do want to make a realistic goal, right? Um, Southern Oregon. All right, Adam, that's where you're at, and it's 5 p.m. Tony from the UK, thanks for checking in, Tony. And that's the thing that's important, guys. Uh, Getting started is indeed the hardest part, but we also have to remember to stay focused, to stay connected, to stay in on what we're doing, right? And understand if we are truly working towards our purpose. And sometimes we have to remind ourselves because the same way the devil can come to distract you when it gets difficult later on in the challenge, when it gets difficult while you're traveling this path, you have to remember why you're traveling. And so when you make these small improvements, when you see this growth and development, and it may not be an achievement that's necessarily huge to someone else, but you can see it for yourself. When you know that in the past you got to a certain point and you gave up, you got to a certain point and you changed course. When you get to that point again, and you go past it and you keep pushing, you can now look at yourself and says, I'm further than I've ever been. I'm taking more steps than I've ever taken before. I'm more powerful, I'm stronger, and I'm better, I'm bigger than I've ever been. Right? Really important, guys. It is always opportunity and space for us to focus on working on ourselves. And again, if we get our mindset right, once we get our mindset right, we can get our behaviors right. When we get our behaviors right, we find ourselves on the appropriate path. And once we're on the appropriate path, our arrival at our destination is predetermined. And again, these four pillars of discipline, you're going to have repetition, patience, consistency, and perseverance. These four pillars will let discipline be the foundation of success. You achieve success on your way to mastery, guys. This is important for you to understand because a lot of us see success as the end goal. It is not. We are working on mastering ourselves, mastering our tempers, mastering our behaviors, mastering our knowledge, mastering our interactions, mastering our relationships. We have to work on mastering these things in our life. So along the way, we will see successes. And this is why so many marriages fail because once you get the man or once you get the woman and once you get the ring on your finger and you get to that point and you're like, hey, I made it, I'm married, we have kids, and I'm happy, but you have successfully courted someone, but you have to work on mastering this marriage because now you're in this relationship and that's going to require continued work on yourself, continued work on your marriage, and understanding that it takes a dedication and an investment from you in order for you to continue to move forward, in order for you to continue to grow, in order for you to align your goals and your purpose with the goals and purpose of the person who you've chosen to be attached to and to love and to honor for the remainder of your life. It's big. And so when I tell you that discipline, that mindset and discipline are key to every aspect of your life, I am not over exaggerating. I'm letting you know that it is full on a requirement for you to take on the responsibility and the onus and the ownership for what you do to achieve success. If you guys can drop a thumbs up in there. If you're new to chat, do me a favor, drop a thumbs up. Let me know where you're checking in from, what time it is where you are. Guys, I'm normally on in the morning. I get on in the morning. It's a short segment. It's from 4:30 to 5 a.m. We go out, we walk, we talk, and I try to motivate and encourage as best I possibly can. I understand the challenges and the difficulty and when you want something. And again, people, it's really important. I share this, I say this as well. Life isn't hard. Life is life. But if you want something, when you decide that you want something, that you're going to get something and you want to achieve something, challenges will come. And those challenges have to be overcome. If you don't want anything, if you decide that you don't want anything and you're prepared to just lay down and give up, life's not going to kick you in your tail. Life's not going to come make it hard for you to give up. Life don't care. Life's going to go on. People going to keep going to work. Gas prices are going to continue to go up. People going to keep buying homes, getting married. Babies going to keep getting born. Life is not going to come to you and smack you around because you want to give up. Challenges come when you decide you want something. I want better. I want more. I want growth. I want understanding. I want ownership of my life. Exactly. I believe this is Brian right here. He says ownership is huge. You're in Idaho, 5 p.m. Thanks for checking in, Brian. Thank you so much. Please, if you haven't already subscribed, please do so. Also, guys, if you're new again to the chat, please drop a thumbs up, take a look. You can subscribe to the page, turn that notification bell so you can be a part of these walk and talks that we have in the morning and always be a part of this community that we're developing and building. And what I'm sharing with you is life does not care if you lay down and give up. But when you want something and you start to work on it, you're going to have discipline. You're going to have to understand this thing that I want is going to take me to repeat it. I'm going to have to do it over and over again. I'm going to have to remain patient because this thing that I'm trying to achieve, I'm not going to achieve right now. I understand that this thing that I'm looking for is in the future. It's down the road, and I'm going to have to travel to get there. I understand I'm going to have to develop a plan and then be consistent on developing and growing that plan. Be consistent on getting better. What's that, Cats? Got a cruise? Keep speaking. Hey, thank you very much for dropping in, brother. It was a pleasure to have you be a part of the chat this evening. And so the thing that's going to be important is understanding that when you develop a plan, that plan that you lay out for achieving your goal, which is important to have, because we can't just be out there doing random things, think it's going to get us to where we want to go. We have to have an idea of where we want to go in order to create a roadmap, right? You can't just say, I want to go somewhere. I want to be better. You want to be better in what area? Like, what area are you trying to be better? What are we going to do to get to there? What does there even look like, right? And so, in order for us to be able to do the things that we need to do and grow, we need to understand we need a roadmap, we need a plan, and we need to be able to write that plan out, right? And in order to do that, it's going to take for us to continue to identify what the challenges are and then attack them with consistency, right? What time I usually broadcasting? I'm on every morning at 4:30 to 5. I hadn't committed to evening time. I'm on this evening again. My wife encouraged me to get on this evening. We were talking throughout the day, and as we were sharing with one another, she said that this message that I had that we were talking about is something that I should get on and I should share. She let me know that I needed to take the time to do it, and she was phenomenal. And again, you have to understand, my wife and I, we have 7 children. Our time with each other and our time and with our children is very important to us. It's very valuable to us. And greetings from Greece. How are you doing? Thanks for stopping in. What time is it in Greece? And so this evening, which is not normally a part of what I do in terms of a live, is here specifically because of this message. Let me know if it's something that you would like to see, guys. If you would like to see me here on a more regular basis in the evening, please let me know. Drop a comment in the chat. Please subscribe to the channel. You can leave comments on any of the content you see there. You can also access a contact email directly to the BNV Finance Fixers. There's a contact email there where you can send information if you would like to know more, if you would like to request some additional opportunities for us to connect in this platform. 4:30 to 5 is when champions are awake. Which time? I'm in the East Coast. I'm in the East Coast time zone. but definitely that is the champion awake time. And do we have that Bearberry from Ireland? Thank you for Ireland. Welcome in. What time is it there in Ireland? So those are the things that I'm saying. And so, yeah, once you get to that point where you have set out the plan and you're attacking your plan with consistency, the last thing is going to be perseverance, man. As you come across the challenges, as you go to do things, like I tell you what, one of the biggest things is in fitness. My wife points this out all the time. People are like, hey, I want to be fit, but I only want to be fit when the weather's good. So when it's snowy out, no, when it's cold out, I don't want to get up at 4:30 in the morning and go out and run in the cold because it's 30 degrees or it's 19 degrees or it's like I don't want to get up and do that. I don't want to be I'm not that committed to being fit. And so if we are committed to things, if they're truly what we're a part of, we persevere through those challenges. We go through those things that are difficult. We go through the times where it seems like we're kind of spinning our wheels knowing that we are working towards something. It is 3 a.m., 1:09 a.m. Is this the end of your day or the beginning of your day there, Bear Berries? And then Cannon, good evening. Hope all is well. Coming in from Texas. It is well. Thank you for stopping in, Cannon. Hey, guys, I appreciate it. If you're in here, if you can hit a thumbs up. If you haven't liked yet, please like. Please take a look at the channel, take an opportunity to subscribe, look at the content, become part of the community so that we can continue to grow this. I would love to be able to reach out to you and share with you on a more frequent basis and make sure we're connecting on a regular basis because this is the part of the repetition. End of the day. So are you working overnight there, Bear, in Ireland? Are you at work or is it just you just stay up until 1 a.m.? Jenna 111 past midnight. Are you in Ireland also? So, hey guys, welcome in from Ireland. Thanks for the Ireland people who are a part of it. Thumbs up to you guys. So, night duty. Okay. From the UK, Ben, welcome in, Ben. End of my day. Just managed 55 kilograms on the bench press for reps. Man, you know I'm American, Ben. You you got to convert the kilograms to pounds for me, man. What is that? 55 times 2.2? 55 times 2, that's going to give me 110, and then 0.2 is going to give me another. So that's like 125, like 125 pounds, something like that. Ben, let me know if I'm close in that 125 pounds. Timothy, 7:12 p.m. from Alabama. Thanks again for checking in, Timothy. Thank you for all you guys being here. But like I'm saying, guys, this whole chat, this whole talk, everything we're doing here, Calmsy, 812 in New York. All right. So all you guys, thanks for being here. Remember, this whole conversation we're having today is about if you are not happy on your journey, maybe we're not journeying to the right place. Even though we encounter challenges and difficulty, even though there may be stumbling blocks, along the path to where you're going to be happy, right? Along the path to that happiness, enjoy the trip. And I think that's part of it is sometimes we forget that if we do have a goal, for example, Ben, it's about half a large man. Okay. All right. And so thank you very much, Digger. Thank you. Please, if you could drop a thumbs up, I appreciate that. A like, subscribe, and share would be great. Thank you. I'm glad that I'm able to be here for you. The thing is going to be really important, guys, is that we lose in the process of getting somewhere. We often lose sight that we're getting to this place. And because we lose sight that we're traveling to a place and we're trying to get somewhere, we get so bogged down in the work of getting there is that we lose sight of the end goal and we lose sight of the fact that the work that we're doing is for a purpose, right? And so the things that are between us and that goal become a hassle, right? So if you've ever flown anywhere before, you know what flying is like. Why are you mad? If you scheduled a flight to go somewhere, right? And you know you have somewhere that you're trying to get to, if you scheduled a flight to go on vacation and you're flying to Colorado, you know what airports are like. You know what parking cars are like. You know what renting cars, you know what planes are like. If you've been through the process before, you know. Why are you hating the fact that you have to go through it again to get to somewhere where you want to be, a place you've chosen to be? Enjoy the journey. Understand that the work that you're doing, the investment that you're doing, even in that flight, is a part of getting to this place where you understand there is happiness and there is joy. And that is the type of things that we all have to take a look at and we have to pay attention to. Uh, right. So, right. Yeah. Now, don't have to. Hey, man, how you doing? I think you've been in before, so I ain't got no child support to pay. But okay. And so the thing, guys, is Ben. You're saying it's the flying that scares you. I get it, Ben. I understand. But again, even with that, Ben, even with the flying that scares you, man, embrace that. Embrace the fact that every time you fly, you're overcoming that. That's a win for you, right? So every time you go through the process of getting on a plane and flying, understand that that's a win for you, right? My wife is not a big fan of flying either. And for us, our vacations make more sense with 7 children to drive. Like let's let's put everybody in a vehicle and let's make the journey part of the vacation. But yeah, it's important to understand, guys, for everything that you look to do. If you are not happy in this process, take a look at what you're doing or take a look at where you're going, right? Because if you're going somewhere where you know you want to be, if you know you're headed to where you want to go, the process to get there should be a part of it should be a part of the enjoyment. We should be able to enjoy it. Hey guys, if you're new to the chat, please drop where you're checking in from, what time it is there, and a thumbs up would be awesome. Also, if you haven't had the opportunity to subscribe, please do so. Please like, subscribe, share, take a look at the content, guys. I'm trying to determine whether or not I should be coming on in the evening. Let me know if you would like to have these evening talks be a part of what we do. John, yes, indeed, dude. Phenomenal wife. Like being blessed with a soulmate and a helpmeet like my wife is the only way that this is possible for me to be able to work through this the way that I do. Adam, you said, uh, what made for tall? I'm a pretty big guy. Yes. So 6'1". I'm currently 315, but I'm coming back down from there. I'm bringing that weight back down. I want to get somewhere back into the mid 200s. That's a part of where I'm applying my discipline currently in terms of my meal plan and the fitness that I'm doing right now. And so those are so yes. So planes are pretty cramped for me. But I tell you what I do when I do fly. So I used to have to fly for my work when I was with a large retail company here in the United States. I had to fly from different locations to work within the stores. And so when I did, I would sit in the middle of 3 seats. So if they didn't have assigned seats and they just boarded, it's like I would sit in the middle. I'm going to talk to somebody. Like so many people would just walk past and look at me like, dude, really? You're in the middle seat? But I enjoyed my trip. And I had a tendency of finding people who were like-minded, who didn't mind talking, who didn't mind engaging, where I also enjoyed. Carlos from Brazil, thanks for checking in, man. You're joining the Air Force in 3 months. This really got me. Every strong man needs a stronger woman. God bless you. Thank you very much, Ben. I appreciate you, man. And God bless you as well. And go out there. I wish you the best of luck and be a proud service member here. I'm not sure which Air Force you joined, but it's good to see you join. Um, so yes, guys. So thank you so much, guys. Texas College. Who do we have there? Madornis. All right. And everyone else who's in here, thank you so much for coming in, guys. Please, if you haven't liked up yet, if you haven't hit the thumbs up, UK, that's right, you said that, Ben. So you're joining the UK Air Force. Man, that's a challenge. I definitely couldn't fit into one of those. I would definitely be one of the people pulling the blocks if I was in the Air Force. So I appreciate it, guys. Thanks for all the thumbs up. If you haven't had a chance to subscribe, please take an opportunity to look at the channel. Please like, subscribe, share. I'm drawing to a close, guys. It's late. It's 8:20. My wife is home. My children are home. I'm going to go ahead and close out this. I really appreciate everyone being here. Here's what we covered today, and here's what I want you guys to take away with you. If you are not happy with your journey, if you are not happy and you're not finding fulfillment and you're not finding joy and you're not finding uh, 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 um, ways to be taken care of, if you're not finding value in the things that you do daily in your life, if you're not finding those things, you either need to take a look at specifically what you're doing or where you're going. What are you working towards? And the reason this is important, guys, is because along the journey, and I know this is a cliche, but the journey you should enjoy. Because if you know where you're going and you know where you're going is great, there should be no problem with being able to enjoy the journey, guys. Again, I appreciate you guys being here. It's always a pleasure. Please drop past. I'll see you guys at 4:30 tomorrow morning for the walk and talk. If you haven't had a chance to like, subscribe, and share, please do so. Thank you so much for the thumbs up, and good night, good morning, good evening to everyone, everywhere you are. And I'll see you next time, guys. God bless.